I did not know it was going to be that difficult to replace a flipping oil filter.
I need to really think now of whether
I'm capable of finishing this series.
As we already know, I bought this beat-up Toyota Avensis for one reason: to flip it for a profit and get closer to buying my dream car. But in the past couple of weeks of owning the car, more things have broken, the police have shown up, and ultimately, my inexperience in flipping cars has become very apparent. And I'm starting to think that my cousin was right when he said this.
No, you lost it.
No. What, 650?
You lost it.
650, bro.
You ain't making no money on it. I'm not even joking.
We had not even started fixing the car yet, but all my confidence was gone, and I was seconds away from giving up. But I'm here to prove him wrong. I'm not about to sit around and give up just yet. At least not until I've done everything I can.
So, let's get started, shall we?
Hey, Jerome. My guy. Look, you're gonna find this bit pretty funny. It turns out I can't become a mechanic in the next 24 hours. Yeah, I was wondering maybe you'd want to be my mechanic for me. So yeah, if you could just give me an overview of like all the problems of the car, and yeah, I think I'll take it from there. Piece of cake. And he's coming in clutch. What is it? Yeah, we're cooked. Look, I don't know why, but I thought the OBD scanner was gonna make my life easier. But it might have made things worse, because yeah, I got clarity, but what on earth is a side squib? I'm gonna be straight up. I'd be lying if I said I knew how to fix this right now. Being honest, I'm quite intimidated, but I'm gonna try approach this in the most sensible way I can think of. We fix this car one dashboard light at a time, starting with the simple stuff first. And Jerome was defo being petty, because the first thing he said was, have you tried turning it on and off again? But that's exactly what we're doing, because we need to make sure that all the lights that are showing on the dashboard are actually real. So I popped open the hood and got started on detaching the battery, and I still don't know how dangerous it is to do this barehanded, but we managed to survive, so it's all good. Then I gently spammed the brake a little bit just to make sure there was no electric left in the car, and all we have to do now is wait. Then after 15 short minutes, I reconnected the battery, and you'll never guess what happened.
Please. Oh my god, it's gone. That one's gone. Oh, no, it's back.
All of the lights stayed on. But on the bright side, the key works. Yes, I might be going insane, but let me have this one. Well, since that did jack, next on the list of what to do was to figure out what any of these mean. But whilst all these issues are definitely concerning, there's one problem that's probably a million times worse than the rest. Yep, you guessed it, the mould. And before you ask, yes, I have tried to get it cleaned already. I even paid someone to help me. But this car's managed to evolve beyond basic cleaning methods, because the mould's still here. And to make things even worse, the guy I paid to clean the car has managed to clean cars like this before. But somehow, my car decided it wanted to be different, because halfway through his cleaning process, the roof lining started to fall apart. And he basically said that it's not worth continuing. So for now, I'm gonna put this on hold, but I figured I had to at least do something to improve the conditions of the car. Because right now, now it's genuinely becoming difficult to survive in here. And because the windows don't work, the odds are not exactly in my favor. So before I start taking door panels apart like an idiot, I wanted to figure out whether the windows are actually getting power in the first place. And that's the best time to introduce today's sponsor. Now I can't lie, when they first sent over this thing, I thought, yeah, this will be easy. But I very quickly realized this is definitely more advanced than my current capabilities. Like, this kit can trace wires, locate shorts, activate components, test relays, diagnose electrical faults, and so on. I don't even know what half of those things mean, but from the ones I do know, like activating components, it sounds pretty useful. But because I'm a noob, I can't fully show it to its full potential. It's kind of like if Thanos dropped his Infinity Stone and some random civilian picked it up and tried to use it. So look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I've become an electrician overnight, but from everything I've seen online and what I know this thing is capable of, this is going to save me a lot of time and money. Because instead of guessing what's wrong with the car, I can check it out first for myself rather than paying a mechanic. So for you guys that know a bit more and want to check out the V200 Pro, I've left a link down below in the description, as well as a discount code that I'm going to pop up here that will give you this much off. So I wanted to use this tool to test whether the window control panel was actually getting power. So I plugged it into the car and turned it on, and after spending 15 minutes trying to take the panel off, I discovered there was literally nothing plugged in the first place, which just about sums up this car. But I figured before I completely gave up, I'd at least try checking the fuses under the bonnet, and then my battery died. So I decided to call it there for a day and turn my attention to the one thing I know I'm good at doing: increasing my debt even further by buying all the parts in order to be able to service the car. Then the next day I set up all the equipment, and after testing to make sure the tools were definitely working, we geared up for the start of possibly the worst experience of my life. But luckily we have to replace the cabin filter first, and I was pleasantly surprised when I found out how easy this was. You literally just push in this little button to take off the glove box, which in my case is already half done. Now that we're on the inside, we need to press this part here to remove the— oh my god! I'm no mechanic, but I don't think it's supposed to look like this. Here's a new one for comparison. All we do now is slot the new one into this compartment and close the lid, and just like that, we're breathing in 4K again. Well, maybe 1080 because of the mold. Next on the list, we have the air filter, which again is a piece of cake. It's as simple as unclipping the cover. You don't need to do this part, trust me, I learned the hard way. And then you just lift up the lid and take out the old one. And this one wasn't as bad as I thought when I saw the comparison, but can you really blame me after the last one? Once we put the new filter in, I just repeated the last steps again in reverse. But do you remember when I said I learned the hard way taking off this clip? I was telling the truth, because I spent ages trying to figure out how to reattach it. I even got my house key stuck in the process. But once I got my key out and screwed the pieces back together, it was now time to move on to the oil filter. And if you told me how this was going to go beforehand, I wouldn't have done it, because I genuinely think it's the closest thing possible to a worst case scenario. But since I can't warn my past self, I hope you guys enjoy what you're about to witness. I know I did. After elevating the vehicle, I placed the first axle stand and lowered the car. I then went onto the other side to do the same thing, but whilst I was placing the stand, I realised the other one was on its tiptoes, so I quickly lowered the car so it can rest on both. Next on the list were the wheel chocks, and after wedging them in, I went to check the oil and it looked awful, so unsurprisingly, it needed a change. But there's another small problem. The car isn't even off the ground, but still, I was determined to make it work, so I grabbed my wrench and army crawled under the car. Despite my uncomfortable situation, with enough force, I managed to get the sump plug loose. But before I get excited and screw it off completely, I needed to place the drip pan below the sump to prevent the oil from going everywhere. And once we were set,
Oh my god. That is disgusting, lad.
and I don't know why, but I just laid there and watched it pour out. But whilst I waited for the sump to drain, my cousin spent his V-Bucks to buy a hat for me, and now I was looking serious. And whilst now I was so happy, this is where things start to go downhill, and it's all because of this cursed oil filter. You see, I tried with all my strength to get it off, but it's almost as if Thor himself tightened this because I couldn't budge it an inch. I tried to assert dominance by giving it a stern look, but even that didn't work, so unfortunately I was out of options. I ended up ordering this oil filter tool, ready to be picked up tomorrow. So all we can do now is pack up and wait. And when the time came to collect the tool, it ended up pouring with rain. So I ended up calling it quits for that day. But then the rain stopped and I thought, I could get this done today. Boy, was I wrong. When I arrived back at the car, I was quickly reminded just how hopeless it is to get this filter off. Again, I don't know who tightened this, but even with the newfound tools, I couldn't move it. Yeah, I could have put in more force, but the way the tool was bending, it was as if one more push would have caused it to snap. I was content calling it a day, because I'm lying under a car and the street is literally flooding. But when I tried to take the oil wrench off so that I could leave, I realised it was stuck. I tried my left hand, I tried the wrench, I tried both hands. I attempted so many different ways to try and get it off, but to no avail. But when you back a cornered dog into a corner, it will go for... Wait. No, that's not it. When you back a dog into a corner, it bites back. And as much as I wanted to go home, I knew the only way to solve this was to take off the filter. So I got over the fear of the tool breaking and I went for one last push and we finally got it to budge. You don't understand how relieved I was. All I want to do now is get this over with. But since the life hack I wanted to do didn't work, I had to embrace getting covered in oil. So now, not only am I drenched, but I'm also oiled up. And I finally got the chance to pry off the tool using a screwdriver. Yeah, you can probably tell it meant a lot. All I need to do now is change the filters and replace the gaskets. The big gasket was simple, but the small one, not so much. Because just like the actual filter holder thingy, this part was screwed on tighter than these lot's trousers. And guys, I did try, I swear. But if you've been through what I've been through, you'd know my willpower is running out. So I accepted defeat, this time for real. I then reattached the filter off camera, but to this day, I haven't filled the car with oil yet because of how bad the weather's been, and also because it might have given me PTSD.
Guys, that might be the worst experience of my life. I did not know it was going to be that difficult to replace a flipping oil filter. And that flipping tool got stuck and I'm in a bin bag. Sorry, got a bit heated. I was subjected to walk across the road to my car and a lady was walking her dog at this time at night in this rain, by the way. I swear to God, even the dog looked at me funny. This is probably the lowest low I've had in a long time. But look, since I'm in this situation, let's do the outro in the bin bag. Again, thank you to every single one of you that have shown support since day one. I promise you it's not gone unnoticed. And I know this episode took a while to come out, but guys, I've been doing some brainstorming. And let me just say this, I've got some unbelievable video ideas for the future. But there's no fun if I spoil it all now, so we'll see them as they come out. And if you did enjoy this, make sure to share this or tell me down below. Whatever you do, I'll be happy. But for those of you who have made it to the end of the video, you know what's coming. It's been Tahir, and for now, I'll see you soon.